Season of the Deep is here, and Chromatic Fire is meta. This thing is so good. The explosions are so fun on all the different subclasses, but the one I'm most stoked for is on the Stormcaller. The fact that it now blinds and jolts targets on precision kills is just insane. So Crystalline Transistor precision final blows from kinetic weapons create an explosion that deals damage in the element of your subclass and applies elemental effect. And for Arc, that means jolting and blinding. This is seriously better than I even expected. The explosions are huge. The blinding is pretty big. The jolting, everything is blinded. Everything is jolted at almost all times. And you have so much damage with this hand cannon that I'm super excited about. Let's get into the subclass. First of all, the super. You can really use either super here, depending on whether you want to do single target damage or you want to clear a room of adds. Storm Trance did just get a 20% damage buff and a 20% damage resistance buff, so it is better. However, I still like Chaos Reach. Healing Rift because I don't want to have to run recuperation and better already. So this is my main source of healing. Chain Lightning. I like that this jolts targets, and while you're amplified, it spreads the chain even more. Pulse Grenade does a ton of damage. Arc Souls, for when you cast your Rift, you get a little Arc Soul buddy that'll shoot at your enemies, and when you're amplified, it shoots even faster and more damage. Electrostatic Mind, defeating targets with Arc abilities or defeating jolted or blinded targets creates Ionic Trace. Collecting an Ionic Trace makes you amplified. Being amplified is really important for this build and important for the seasonal artifact this season, so that's why I'm going with Electrostatic Mind and Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates an Ionic Trace. These are definitely stacking just to make as many Ionic Traces as possible. And then Spark of Shock, your Arc Grenade jolts targets to help you make more Ionic Traces and just to do more damage. Spark of Amplitude, rapidly defeating targets while you're amplified, creates an Orb of Power to make sure you're getting your super back and that you always have armor charges to buff your kinetic damage. Spark of Beacons, while you're amplified, your Arc special weapon final blows create a blinding explosion. So even on your Arc weapons, you still get blinding explosions, and on your kinetic weapon, you get blinding and jolting. So you're constantly blinding and constantly jolting. For the stats, I prioritize always having 100 resilience to get that plus 30 damage reduction, and then recovery and discipline. These are kind of similar in priority value, but in the harder content, I would prioritize recovery just to make sure you always have a healing rift when you need one. And in easier content, I would prioritize discipline just to get more damage out of your grenades and throw more grenades. Then for the mods, heavy ammo finder, heavy ammo scout just to make more heavy ammo, kinetic siphon because you're going to get a ton of kinetic kills and make a ton of orbs with this. 2 bolstering detonation to get your class ability back faster, plus focusing strike to get your class ability faster with melee and grenades. On the chest, all the resistances. In easier content, you can swap these out for charged up and reserves, but in harder content, I would go with the resistances. On the legs, 2 kinetic surge mods to do 17% more damage with your kinetic weapon. And on the bond, Reaper spawns an Orb of Power with your next kill after using your class ability. And then Time Dilation to just increase the amount of time you have those armor charges to increase how long you have that kinetic weapon surge. Then an artifact, important for this build is having Unstoppable Hand Cannon, do 25% more damage with an overcharged hand cannon. Authorized mods, Arc, Electric Armor, stay amplified longer while your Arc subclass is equipped. Thunderous Retort grants bonus Arc super damage if cast while critically wounded or while amplified. Lasts until the end of super activation. Amped up, gain damage resistance while amplified. Countercharge, gain a stack of armor charge when you stun a champion. Lightning Strikes Twice is back after throwing an Arc Grenade, gaining increased grenade recharge for a short time. Arc Final Blows extend the duration of this benefit. Shock and Awe, Final Blows while you are amplified, summon a burst of lightning damages and jolts targets. Even more jolting. Everything's going to be jolted, everything's going to be blinded, and you're just getting so many Ionic Traces and creating so many orbs, all while also giving your team Arc Souls. This is just incredible. And with this build, I tried out a bunch of different kinetic weapons, specifically kinetic exotic weapons, and I really liked Outbreak Perfected, I really liked Revision Zero, Arbalist, Osteostriga, Wish Ender, a bow with explosive head. All those were really good, felt really great. Hung Jury with Firefly, but what I landed on and what felt the most fun and effective is Ace of Spades. This thing is perfect for this build. With Firefly, you're doubling up on the explosion damage you're doing. You're getting solar damage along with blinding and jolting on precision kills. So you're already going for those precision kills, so why not make them even stronger? Use Firefly, and then also Memento Mori, reloading after kill, loads magazine with a few extra damage bullets. You're gaining extra damage. You also have 17% from your surge mods, and you get 25% that stacks on top of that from being overcharged. You're doing so much damage with your Ace of Spades. It's unreal. It is so much fun. It's the most fun I've had with a hand cannon in so long in PvE. There's several really good arc weapons that you can use. And my favorite for this is a chain reaction forbearance, or another option is path of least resistance with volt shot. And this is great because it's also overcharged through the artifact perk. And there's a ton of heavies you can use. I really like Wendigo with explosive light, or Hothead with demolitionist. Guys, you got to try out this build. Try it out. Come back. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you found another weapon that could be super fun to use with this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take off Chromatic Fire this season. It is so cool. So fun. Thank you so much for watching, taking the time to watch this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more of this kind of content. See you on the next one. Peace.